Now today I want to talk about Disney Plus's The Mandalorian and why it's so freaking good. This video won't include any specific spoilers or even plot points, so you should be good if you still haven't seen it. I've been in a Disney Plus haze this whole week, and it's consumed almost all of my free time. I've already watched the first episode of The Mandalorian a couple times and the second one twice, and it's really got me thinking. What is it about this show that makes it feel so different from anything we've seen from Star Wars in the last couple of years? Favreau and company have somehow managed to conjure up this magical mix of nostalgia, setting, and storytelling, and they've presented us with something truly special up until this point. There's a beauty to the simplicity of these first two episodes, like they aren't overburdened with unnecessary characters or storylines, and they give us exactly what we need to understand what's going on. The first episode, for example, it's a little bit of a slow burn, but in a good way. We get thrown into the world of this character, the Mandalorian, right away, without any of the boring build-up we get with a lot of TV show premieres nowadays. The people behind the scenes understand that we aren't stupid, and that we'll be able to piece what we need on our own with what we're given. And as a viewer, I really appreciate that. The other important piece of this puzzle, I think, is the amount of care and true attention to detail on practical sets and effects that have gone into this production. Almost nothing feels digital, except maybe one or two of the creatures, and even then they look great. Everything feels real and lived in. It doesn't just look like the sets were painted by art directors and set designers to look old. It feels like they've been there forever. And I don't know how they did it, but my favorite character in the show, Quill, the Ugnaught played by Nick Nolte, he looks absolutely 100% real. Like, he's obviously some kind of mix of prosthetics, makeup, and maybe some digital, but he looks completely real. Based on the first two episodes, Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Rick Famuyiwa, the last two being the directors of the first two episodes, I've really managed to capture the essence of the storytelling that made the original trilogy, and especially A New Hope, so good and memorable. On that note, and probably a lot of this is due to the setting of these first two episodes, the show feels closer to A New Hope than probably any of the other movies. For me, that's perfect because Episode 4 is my favorite Star Wars movie. The show is obviously extremely rooted in the Western genre, and so is A New Hope. It was a space fantasy western, and I think Star Wars has really deviated from that a little bit as of late. I think it's really nice that they've gotten back to that, and I think it's going to lead to some really cool stuff down the line. I think maybe the biggest downside or complaint that some people may have is that the episodes are really short. The first one was about 40 minutes, and the second episode ran about 30. I've heard some people say that it's not enough time to really do anything, but I think I actually disagree. As I mentioned earlier, I think the fact that the show kind of filters out the unnecessary isn't a detriment. It's kind of its superpower and what sets it apart from almost every other show on TV right now. Now, I'd be remiss if I ended the video without bringing up Ludwig Göransson, the show's composer. The music in The Mandalorian is absolutely insane. Göransson has managed to capture the essence of Ennio Morricone's old scores for A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, probably some of the most classic Western movies of all time, and update that kind of style to fit within the Star Wars universe and make it feel modern at the same time. It's really crazy. All that music is available on like all of the streaming platforms right now, so give it a listen on its own if you get a chance. It's really special and just another layer that adds to the show feeling familiar and yet new and exciting at the same time. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, and you could also subscribe if you want. I'll leave it up to you. Cheers, y'all. I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.